SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation. We are now going to look through the Extended Report 2023 and look at the 8 targets associated with SDG 6. There are 6 outcome targets and 2 implementation targets. Target 6.1. By 2030, achieve universal and equitable access to safe and affordable drinking water for all. Indicator 6.1.1. Proportion of population using safely managed drinking water services. Target 6.2. By 2030, achieve access to adequate and equitable sanitation and hygiene for all, and end open defecation, paying special attention to the needs of women and girls and those in vulnerable situations. Indicator 6.2.1. Proportion of population using A, safely managed sanitation services, and B, a hand washing facility with soap and water. Since 2015, the global population without wash services has decreased in rural but increased in urban areas. Since 2015, the global population using safely managed drinking water services increased by 687 million, with the largest numbers of people gaining access in Central and Southern Asia. But despite progress, 2.2 billion people around the world still lacked safely managed drinking water in 2022. Including 703 million who lacked even a basic water service. Between 2015 and 2022, the population lacking safely managed drinking water decreased from 1.5 billion to 1.3 billion in rural areas and increased from 784 million to 857 million in urban areas. The global population using safely managed sanitation services has increased by 911 million, with the largest number of people gaining access in Central and Southern Asia. But in 2022, 3.4 billion people still lacked safely managed sanitation, including 1.5 billion who lacked even a basic sanitation service. Among these, 419 million people still practiced open defecation, falling from 763 million people in 2015. Between 2015 and 2022, the population lacking safely managed sanitation decreased from 2.2 to 1.9 billion in rural areas, but remained largely unchanged at 1.6 billion in urban areas. Over the same period, the population with a basic hygiene service increased by 637 million, with the biggest contribution coming from Central and Southern Asia. But despite progress, 1.9 billion people worldwide still lacked basic hand washing facility with soap and water at home, including 653 million with no hand washing facilities at all. Between 2015 and 2022, the rural population lacking basic hygiene services decreased from 1.3 to 1.2 billion in rural areas, but the unserved urban population rose from 666 million to 764 million. Achieving the SDG global targets of universal coverage by 2030 will require a 6-fold increase in the current global rate of progress on safely managed drinking water services and a 5-fold increase for safely managed sanitation services, and an 8-fold increase for basic hygiene services. These are huge challenges.